Our goal for this lesson is to use the four-step strategy to solve simple word problems. Do you remember the four-step strategy? Okay, the four-step strategy was vest. Variable, define the variable, write the equation, and solve the equation. Substitute your answer back into the original word problem and try it. Okay? So this is more problems, more of what we did last time. Alright, go ahead and go to number 1. Let's do some of these. Solve this problem using all four steps. 3/7 of a number is 21. Find the number. Okay, first of all, identify the variable. I'm going to use x. What is x? X is 3/7 of a number. Well, x is a number. Okay. Now let's do the equation. 3/7, okay, 3/7 of, what does of mean? Of means times a number, my number is x, is equals 21. Okay, I have a fraction with my variable. How do I get rid of the fraction? I hope you remembered to flip it. If I multiply 7/3 times one side of the fraction, I have to multiply it times the other side of the fraction. These cancel out. The only thing left over here is x. X equals, can I cancel anything? Well, I have a 3 and a 21. Can I divide 21 by 3? Yes, I can. This is going to be 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 7 times 7 is 49. 1 times 1 is 1, so I don't have to put it. So x is 49. How did you do? Do you remember how to do that? Go to number 3. Do number 3, and we'll compare answers here in a minute. I really need you to do these problems. I don't want you just sitting there watching me. I need you to try it, so if you mess up, you can look and see where you're messing up, okay? The first thing we needed to do is identify the variable. One positive number is 8 times another number. Which number do we know the least about? Well, we know that one positive number is 8 times another number. One positive number is 8 times another number, so we know very little about another number. So x is going to be another number. Another number. Now, this says these are positive. Okay. What is one positive number going to be? One positive number is 8 times another number. So I'm going to have to do one number it says is 8 times. 8 times this. 8x is, this is one positive, I'm going to put plus sign, one positive number. Okay? Now let's do the, We identified the variables. Now let's do the equation. The next part of the problem says their difference is 70. What is difference? Difference means minus. These are positive numbers. So which number is going to be larger? If I'm going to subtract them, my answer has to be positive. This is going to be my larger number. So 8x minus x is equals 70. Is that what you came up with? Okay, now let's solve it. 8x minus x is 7x equals 70. We have to divide both sides by 7. X equals 10. Okay, x is 10, but remember, we have to find both variables. This says 8x, so 8x, 8 times 10 is 80. Did you remember to find both variables? If you didn't figure it out, I want you to look at it and find where you went wrong so you understand what to do next time. It's important that you do the problem before I do it, and then you can look at mine and we can see where we're having problems. Okay, go ahead and go to number 5. Do number 5. Okay, let's look at this. A board 60 inches long is cut into 2 parts so that the longer piece is 5 times the shorter. First thing I have to do is identify my variables. I always use X. You can use whichever letter you like. What should X be? Which piece do we know the least about? The longer piece or the shorter piece? What says the longer piece is 5 times? We don't know anything about the shorter piece. So I'm going to put X is the shorter piece. Now if X is the shorter piece, what is the longer piece? It says the longer piece is 5 times the shorter piece. Okay, 5 times. So I need 5 times that, 5x, and this is the longer piece. Okay, did you get that far? What are the lengths of the 2 pieces? We'll start from the beginning. A board is 60 inches long. So what does that tell me? I cut it in 2 pieces. This is the shorter piece, this is the longer piece. So what is my equation going to be? Well, I know that together they equal 60 inches. So I need to add them. Did you know to add them? X plus 5x equals 60. X plus 5x is 6x equals 60. Divide both of these by 6. X equals 10. If x is 10, 5x, replace the x, 10 for the x, 5 times 10 is 50. Alright, I should have put inches. 10 inches and 50 inches. There we go. And then it says, to substitute your answer back into the question, a board is 60 inches long, is cut into two parts so that the longer piece is 5 times the shorter. What are the lengths of the two pieces? 50 inches and 10 inches. Okay. Number 7. Go to number 7. Try number 7. This one looks like a difficult problem. Let's just start from the beginning and see how far we got, okay? 17 is equal to a certain number increased by twice 3. So what is x? Well, I only see one variable, and that's a certain number. Okay? So x is a number. Okay. 17 is equal to a certain number. My certain number is x. What is increased? Increased by is plus. Twice is 2. 3. Okay, twice means 2 times, right? So 2 times 3. Did you get that far? Don't let it confuse you. Just do one word at a time. Okay? We have to take care of the parentheses first. X plus 2 times 3 is 6. Order of operations means I have to add or subtract next. It's already added, so let's subtract. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. 7 minus 6 is 1 equals x. These cancel out. Okay, there's only one variable there. Don't let it confuse you. Just take one word at a time. Okay, go to number 9. Try to figure out number 9. Remember, identify your variable first. The variable needs to be the letter you know, the number you know the least about. Okay, how did we do? Of two numbers, one exceeds the other by 32. I always use x. You can use whatever letter you like. What should x be? Which one do we know the least about? Of two numbers, one exceeds the other by 2. Should x be 1 or the other? Well, 1, it says 1 exceeds the other. We don't know anything about the other. So x needs to be the other. So this is the other number. So if x is the other number, what is 1 number? 1 exceeds the other. Okay, exceeds is going to be plus. Let's put x plus exceeds the other by 32, x plus 32, and this is one number. Okay, now let's do the equation. Their sum is 46. What does sum mean? Sum means plus. It means I have to add both of them together. Did you get that far? Okay, their sum is 46. Okay, there's the equation. Now all I have to do is solve the equation. X plus x is 2x plus 32 is 46. Order of operations means I add and subtract next. So let's get rid of that 32. These cancel out. 2x equals 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Then multiply or divide. Let's divide by 2. So x equals 14 divided by 2 is 7. Remember, I have to do both variables. This says x plus 32. X plus 32. X is 7, so 7 plus 32. Do it up and down if you need to. 7 plus 2 is 9. Bring down my 3. So this is 39. How far did you get? Did you get all of that? If not, go through it and see where you messed up. Okay, go ahead and go to number 11. Do number 11, and we'll compare them in a minute. Okay, 7 times the number minus the number is negative 48. Find the number. So, what is x? X is a number. A number. Did you get that far? Okay, now let's do my problem. 7 times, that was easy, 7 times a number. So 7 times this is 7x. Minus the number, so minus the number, minus x, is equals negative 48. Okay, now let's solve it. 7x minus x is, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6x equals negative 48. You have to get rid of the 6, so divide both sides by 6. I have x equals a negative divided by a positive. My signs are different, so my answer is negative. What's 48 divided by 6? Did you get negative 8? How'd we do? Go to number 13. We'll try another one. See if you can figure out number 13. Alright, let's look at number 13. First of all, I need to identify my variable. 2 fewer than a number doubled is the same as the numerator decreased by 38. I'm sorry, the same as the number decreased by 38. Find the number. I read that wrong. I read the word numerator and thought we were talking about a fraction. Okay, x is, what is x? 2 fewer than a number. Doubled is the same as the number decreased by 38. So there's just one variable in here, so this is a number. Did we get that far? Alright. So let's do this. 2 fewer than a number. Okay, so let's think. What does fewer mean? Fewer is minus. Now if this is subtraction, which number is larger? The 2, or the number. If it's 2 fewer than a number, the number is larger. So x minus 2. Okay. 2 fewer than a number doubled. 2 fewer than a number doubled. So how do I double a number? Okay, so this is going to be 2x. Okay? 2 fewer than double a number is the same as. What does that mean? That would be equals the number. Okay, here's the number, x. Decreased by, what does decreased by mean? Decreased by means minus 38. Okay, look at this. 2 fewer than a number doubled is the same as the number decreased by 38. Did you get that far? Is it finding the equation that we're messing up on? At this point, you can subtract anything you want and do it any way you want. This is how I do it. I look at my x's. This one is smaller, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. These are going to cancel out. Okay? So I need something over, I have an x on this side of the equation, so I need an x on this side of the equation, which means I need to get rid of that 2. It's already subtracted, so I have to add 2 to both sides. Oops, I need to line those up. So these will cancel out. So you have something canceled out on both sides of the equal sign. You don't have to do them in the same step if you don't want to. 2x minus x, 2 minus 1 is 1. So x equals, when I add integers and my signs are different, do you remember what to do? You have to subtract and use the sign of the larger number. Which number is larger, 38 or 2? Well, 38 is, so my answer is going to be negative. 8 minus 2 is 6. Bring down my 3. So x equals negative 36. Is that what you came up with? Okay, go to the last problem. Go ahead and do the last problem, and we'll compare it in a minute. Okay, number 15, let's look at it. The quotient of a number and 2 is the same as the difference of the number doubled and 3. Find the number. Alright, first of all, let's identify the variable. What is x? The quotient of a number, sounds like we just have one variable. So x is a number, or the number. Did you get that far? Okay. Okay, now let's find the equation. The quotient. What does quotient mean? Okay, quotient means divide. Alright? The quotient of a number and 2. So a number and 2 Is the same as. Is the same as means equals. The difference. What does the difference mean? Okay, if you looked in your notes, you should have remembered difference is subtraction. The number doubled and 3. So the number doubled. Doubled means times 2. So the number times 2 is 2x. The difference of the number doubled and 3. Okay? Did we get that far? You just have to take one word at a time. Take your time and go through it. The first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get rid of this 2. Do you remember how to get rid of the bottom number of a fraction? You have to multiply both sides by it. So I have to multiply both sides times 2. Okay? These are going to cancel out. I have x equals, I have to distribute this 2. 2 times 2x is 4x. A positive times a negative is a negative. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, order of operations means I have to add next, add or subtract. This is minus, opposite of minus is plus, so I have to, just a minute. Okay. This is an x over here. I have x's on both sides, so it's this x that I have to get rid of. There's no sign there, so it's plus. I'm going to have to subtract 4x from both sides. I almost messed up there. Habit, I suppose. Those are going to cancel out. If I add integers and my signs are different, I subtract and use the sign of the larger number. Which number is larger, 1 or 4? Well, 4, so my sign is negative. 4 minus 1 is 3. So negative 3x equals negative 6. Order of operations means I have to multiply or divide next. To get rid of that negative 3, I'm going to have to divide by negative 3. Those are going to cancel out. X equals, if I divide integers and my signs are the same, the answer is positive. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my number is 2. Did you come up with the same answer I did? Okay, you'll notice when you do these problems, you have to read one word at a time and just write down one word at a time. It's not hard, but you do have to go slower. You can get confused very easily. Remember, identify the variable first, then figure out the equation and solve it. Substitute the answer back into the question, make sure it makes sense, and then try it. Okay? Go ahead and review that lesson and go ahead and answer the rest of the questions.